publicize it even more, because I know there are a ton of Black businesses are looking for opportunities to put out what they're doing, and they don't know how to go about publicizing or getting the press, getting the attention they need to help their business to grow. So I think if we could find a better way of connecting with them, and I talked with the Hesters, you know, because I was a part of the Durham Business Professional chain, and I mean we had like over 100 or so Black businesses that were a part of it, and I was talking to her about it. Said, yeah, I can freely, you know, use those names, contact them, and reach out to them and make them aware of Safety Net and what we're doing there. So I think, you know, that we can do just a better job just publicizing it, making others aware. I think that would be great.
The statement that I wanted to make was, and I felt, because we were preparing for at least maybe 25 to 50 people from the community to come in. And I realized that had they come in, we would not have known enough about each other and about what we do in order to be able to accommodate them and to tell them things. It would not have been an opportunity for us to stand up and talk about our businesses the way that we did. If people were streaming around, you know, the circle, it would not have been a good opportunity for us to do that. Now, one of the things I noticed, and you guys may be experts at this, I'm not. I know I call over 50 people, and for there only to be 5 or 6 people who came to participate, that was sort of disappointing to me, okay, to say the least. I was a bit disappointed.
You mean the businesses or the people coming to see the business?
The people coming to see the businesses.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
I was just a little bit disappointed, but then I looked at it and I said, now, you told people almost 3-4 weeks ago, all right? You called some people that you were able to get in touch with and to let them know, and they said, okay. But then I talked to a couple of other people who said, why would you have something on Friday afternoon? People are just getting off work. They're going somewhere else. I said,
that's what I was just about to say. So what, is Friday a bad business day, or should we kind of market it as kind of like a Friday party? Or should we move it? What do you guys think? Or is it okay as it is? What do you guys think?
I like it as it is. I just think just need to publicize it more, because I mean, first time out to have that kind of turnout from businesses to come out. I think the way that it was done, I like Friday. You know, I thought it was great.
And for me, when I went to other cities, this was 20 years ago, when I was trying to cruise through the Bahamas and other places. When I got to Fort Lauderdale, they always had a business meeting. People would just walk through. So in one of the hotel rooms, they set up a convention center, and people would just walk through. They would exchange cards or talk, but that was a standard. First Friday of every month, that's what they did. And I forgot about that. But I saw a lot of different people participating. But this is what my thinking was. If we want to grow our group, we want to grow our group with a number of like-minded people, people who are trying to get us as a community to grow, expand, develop, to be the best that we can do. So the invitation list, because normally when we have people at CARE, I have people running out the door. But a lot of times there are people who are not going to contribute to the businesses. Hello?
Yes,
There
and
are
we'll let you.
clients and other people who are recipients and they're coming for something, right? But our intent is to build a base of people who are committed to helping everyone else succeed. That's my take and idea on it. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. Anytime, in other words, for me, I have to step up a little bit and try to invite more of my colleagues, people who are doing similar things that I'm doing, and others who are trying to start entrepreneurship. So I have to make sure I give them a place to start. And I mean, I think this is an excellent platform. It does not take too much of anybody's time, because most of us can skirt out at 4:00 on Friday afternoon from wherever we are. We're not tied down to obligations. We can do that. So I think the distribution of the right segment of people to invite would be, we have to differentiate who we want to be a part of this clan. That's the only thing I can say. Who our gang is.
I agree. And I think that people want, so I guess one of the things I wanted to talk about was, or that we need to put our list of conversation in, are we a membership group? Like, are we gonna ask people to pay dues, or are we gonna just say, hey, you can come, but you have to commit to these principles of buy black, grow black, you know what I mean? Something like that, so that we all can go forward. So I had this vision of, what if we got 100 Black nonprofits in a room, and we asked them, being city council, county commissioners, and we said, how many of you all have actually gotten a grant from the city or the county? I bet you it would be eye-opening to see the amount of people that haven't been funded. And I think that would then be the case for us to say, okay, city and county, you need to give us $10-15 million in a fund every year to improve the quality of life for the Black community. And Safety Net will provide capacity building and support services to help these nonprofits succeed.
So will that be a part of the introduction when we have the next meeting, a gathering?
I think it should be, that we want them to be a part of us. We need to grow our numbers. And it doesn't have to just be Durham. I mean, it could be North Carolina.
But I think you're saying though is that for a lot of people, a lot of business groups, organizations, unless they can see what they can actually benefit, they're not going to support it. Unless they can see, well, what's the benefit from it? What we say we are part of Safety Net. How do we benefit from it? And I think they need to see some clear-cut numbers rather than just words. Well, we're going to help you. Okay, what have you done? What can you show me you've done before? What other business have you helped before? Things like that.
I don't think those things are not, what's the term? I think they can happen at the same time, because we can't be, or I guess the 6 or 7 of us that have joined together, we're committed, but we need more numbers to make this happen. Right? I mean, I don't know what else could we do right now?
I mean, but that's the thing that I'm saying. I was thinking that, you know, that what we could put as a part of the plan is that, okay, if you're joining SafeNet, we're gonna have this publicity we're gonna put out there for you. We're gonna put your name out there. We're gonna put your name out in the community, what you're doing. We're gonna something they can see that, okay, if they become a part of it, how they could benefit as a group. Is gonna, or we're gonna put you out before the city council or grants, right? What something they can see that, okay, if I'm a part of it, I see how I can benefit from it.
Okay.
Rather than just say, okay, I'm just a member. Okay, you're a member. What does that mean for me just being a member?
So I think the idea, like you said, like we could say that they could be part of some joint grant processes that we're gonna do.
Yes. Yes.
I would like to see us have, actually, I'd like to see us have contracts. I don't want us to be super dependent on grants either. I want us to get people contracts.
But contracts are just as bad, right? And they even shorter term than grants. What's the difference in your mind between a contract and a grant?
Well, grants are, I mean, they're both, the decisions that are made are more, what do you call it? Discretionary. But contracts are a little different in that you have a scope of work and deliverables that are clear and they can't be changed easily. Grants, on the other hand, you are kind of at the whim of your funder.
Before everybody got online, I just was really discussing my disdain for the involvement of some of our collateral partners. When I say collateral, I mean people who are in the healthcare field who are supposedly doling out equitably funds that will help our communities. And one of the things that I found or realized, I mean, I just realized it, should have realized it 3 years ago, but I didn't, is that when you receive a contract from a city, state, or federal, not necessarily, I don't know that much about federal grants, but from a city or a state, you are at the mercy of those who are giving or providing that contract for you.
That's correct.
Because they
That's
can
correct.
pull you out as
Yep.
easily as they can add you for whatever convenience they need,
Correct.
and displace you. So, you know, it's just a realization that I've come and I've heard and I hear over in my mind all the time, Dr. Herndon, repeat, self-determination, self-determination. We need to do this, self-determination. How are we going to get there? I don't have a clue, guys.
And I think that's why the sponsorships and not just sponsorships, but these contracts are a way to go, that we could potentially, you know, this is how we could have real conversations with Bank of America and these groups and go, this is the deal we're making you. And then we have contracts, then we have sponsorships, we have all of it. We need all of it. We need individual donations. We need everything.
Miss Hinton, can you kind of speak on what the professional chain said they will give you for being a member? Did they say anything?
Yeah, as a member,
The chamber, you mean?
the
right?
chamber, hold on just a moment. Let me open up this thing. They just sent me out. You've been added to members. Members of the Greater Durham Black Chamber of Commerce. Google Groups allow you to create and participate in online forums and email-based groups with a rich community experience. You can also use Group to share documents, pictures, calendars, invitation, and other resources. That's what they said. That's what I get.
Okay, let me jump in here also really quick and say, this is the piece we're falling weak on. Again, guys, you gotta hear me. I don't care if it's $5 a month, $12 a month, or whatever. We've got to support ourselves. We've got to teach, and I know I've got to write my check too. I spent money for the gifts, and I'm writing my check. But every month, I don't care if it's $3. We've got to get our community to support us. And as long as we don't have support, and as long as we are dependent upon someone else, we're going to be standing at the trough. And this is what has hurt Durham, Mechanics and Farmers, North Carolina Mutual, and all of the businesses. This is what has hurt us for 30 years. We got to get people contributing. And we got to teach it to the next generation.
I agree. And I think you said something really powerful really quickly at the end when everybody was leaving. You said that we needed to bring North Carolina Central students in to help coordinate the event.
That's right. So
all the heavy lifting. And they could be our marketing. They could be doing all of this.
North Carolina Central especially, but Duke University, UNC. So somebody need to get in touch with her. Name is Colleen Hubert, Hubert. I think most people know her.
H-U-B-E-R-T.
Yeah, get in touch with her and get that application. You can fill it out online. And every week, we need to have 25 to 30 NCCU students, Duke students, Carolina students standing in line. Because all of the universities require it. And I have my students doing this every week because we're just too busy. I know I'm too busy and everybody is too busy, but we got to make this happen.
So,
amen.
I don't know if I'm ready to amen on that, but I like the idea and I wanted to bring it up to the other people. What do you think about it?
What was that part again? I missed it. What was it again?
About using NCCU students to do some of the heavy lifting on the planning and coordination of this Black Business Friday. And he's also saying UNC and Duke students as well.
You have the BSA over at Duke, where I spent 37 years. You have UNC students. I really hate to say this, but for the most part, in a lot of initiatives that we're working in, we had the Duke students and the UNC students showing up at a rate that we did not have the NCCU students, and we got to make this happen.
Well, I think that'll be great. To expose them to what we're doing. But I think like what Dr. Herndon was saying earlier, I think we need to look at self-determination, us making this thing work, us making this thing happen. And I think that we start just from personal experience, even though you're putting something out that's good for the people, doesn't necessarily mean.
You're muted, Dr. William. You're muted. Something happened.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this and be quiet. I went to 3 churches Sunday. First church I went to, we had 5 young people. Second church I went to, we didn't have anyone there that was under 40 years old. Last church I went to, we had 2 kids, but for the most part, we didn't have anybody there under 40 years old. You can't sustain you can't move forward by allowing our young people not to be involved. And again, you don't like the sound of it, but I'm going to say it anyway. We're the only group that allow our kids to be trained by somebody else.
Okay, so let's get back to what we're trying to talk about. How are we gonna improve what we're doing? Because I don't want to keep, because the conversation's broad and we need to get into what we're gonna do to make this different. How are we gonna improve it? So it's the follow-up.
Get in touch with, complete the application to Colleen Hubert and ask for at least 5 students twice a month or once a month. Yeah, just once a month. And ask for 5 students to be there to help us set up and take down. That's all I gotta say.
Another thing is let's try to reach out to the people that did. But first of all, do a little bit more marketing. And second, reach out to the people that didn't come and let's kind of ask them why they didn't come. Sometimes you need to know, what didn't they like? Why didn't they want to show up? Because it's like constructive criticism. You know what I mean?
Amen. I agree.
Like if you ask 10 people to come and only 1 came, then just kind of send those people email. I had a guy, I was trying to get him to come to this Parents of African American Children meeting. And the guy said he couldn't come. I said, what do you have that's more important than that? Tell me what you was doing. I put him on the spot and he couldn't give me an answer. He said, I wasn't interested. But he had to at least tell me the truth. You know what I mean? And then I just knew not to ask him anymore, but we just need to know if we need to be changing something or the public is just not interested,
Well, that just might not be the customer for that meeting,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Connect with the right people. And so how do you all want to do that? So I only invited 2 people, so I know why they said they were coming or whatever. I know their reasons. Are you all gonna call your people and ask the ones that didn't show?
I invited 50 people.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
I know.
Yeah, I reach back out too.
So what else can I do? Tell me what else.
Well, I think we need to get to the point where we're inviting 5,000 so we can
Well,
get.
what do you think about the thank you email and then asking them to kind of invite somebody else?
Oh, that's already on the list. I got that number 1 on the list. We're gonna send, and I just sent you a list of all of the emails,
Okay,
addresses. I sent that to you in an email.
okay.
And, all the business cards I collected, I just took a picture of it and sent it to you so that you
Okay.
can get the names of each one of those business owners and get back with them and tell them.
I have that out by Saturday morning at the latest.
Praise
And Myron, for each one of the business people that came, I tried to prepare a go-to box, a bag, and in that bag, I told them how much I appreciated them being there at the first business meeting. I gave a card out to each one of the business owners.
Sure did.
Hey, can you send me that lady who did the farming? Can you send me her contact information if you have it?
I did. Her name,
She's in that list? Okay.
she's on that list. Slice is her business, Slice
Okay.
325.
Okay, thanks.
So again, so what we have.
This one thing I'm gonna put out. Linnea,
Yeah,
have you written or tried to get a grant for Safety Net?
I think I wrote one a while ago, very long, and it was probably a not really good grant for us to apply for. No, but I have
because what we're doing now, I think especially with the first event we've already had, I think that would be a good sell as far as as trying to apply for some type of grant or funds, especially since we're targeting these opportunity zones as well here in Durham.
Are we targeting opportunities?
That's what Black businesses. That's what
No, I don't recall that being the ultimate.
No. What I'm saying.
Standing in the room, standing
No.
together talking to me
No,
about opportunity zones.
no, what I'm saying is this right here is that
Okay.
a lot of these black businesses, they are based or they're living in those opportunity zones.
I hear what you're saying. I hear that both all of y'all is beating the drum on the opportunity zone. I don't know what y'all want me to do about that.
No. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying in applying for the grant
What grant?
for safety net.
What grant though? What's the grant? What is the grant?
We need to start doing research to find out which
Okay.
grant.
That's
find
what
out
I'm
which-
saying. You have to have we have to have a plan to do some stuff. That's why.
Well, that's what I was asking you earlier. If you had applied for, that's what I was asking you, because I thought that you were into, applying for grants and things like that. I was asking if you'd already applied for one for safety net. That's why I was asking you a question. Because if you have not, then yes, we can start digging into what kind of grants would fit what we're doing.
Williams and Herndon, before you guys got on the call, I asked Linnea and Miss Hinton, what would they do if somebody just came up and gave us $10 million?
Did you ask me that?
No.
Because
I
I
asked
didn't
you
hear
and
that
Linnea
question.
that.
I didn't hear that question.
Y'all are getting totally everywhere, and we are not making firm
I
decisions.
thought
I
we
will
were finished.
send
I
you
thought
an
we were finished
email.
with that.
Hey. I
Oh,
will send you an
Lord.
email
Oh,
and let
Lord.
you know.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Okay, I will
I
send
thought
you
we
an
was finished
email.
with that, Linnea.
I will send you an
Oh, Lord.
email.
Oh Lord. Okay, y'all. Please.
But the first item is we're going to send a thank you to all the vendor participants. Okay, what's the second thing?
Writing a grant for safety net.
We're gonna write a grant for.
No, we not.
We gotta find a
Wait a
grant.
minute. I don't understand that. Why you say no? We not. I don't
No, because
understand
that's
that.
not what the next steps are for this event that we have just done, that we are moving forward in.
No, that's how we move forward.
That's
The
not
grant-
how we move forward. That is
If
not.
grant money, Linnea, what I'm trying to say,
No,
these businesses that are out here,
it
small
doesn't. With
businesses.
what your
Let me
logic
finish. These small black businesses out here, they are trying to figure out a way that they can get ahead. What can we do to help us to grow our business?
That's what I'm trying
Let me
to
finish.
share.
And what I'm saying, there's a ton of money that's out there. And if we can show them that it's safety net, we're able to go out there and get money. You can do likewise.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't work that way.
What doesn't work that way?
First of all, if we had a structure that was designed to receive money for the multitude, that would be a different scenario. But right now, we are an individual nonprofit organization. We don't have the structure to write grants for other groups.
No, you misunderstand what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm trying to let you know is that if we as Safety Net can go out there and write a grant and get money, we can tell them, hey, you can do the same thing. If we did it, you can do it too.
I think what I'm trying to tell you is that your concept, while it makes sense in the head that it should just be so simple as to go write a grant, what grant? That's why I asked you, what grant are you referring to so that we can read it?
I thought, and as I said, that's why I was asking questions. I thought that
I don't know of any grant that exists that does.
Oh, I do. I can start writing some grants. There are a ton of them that's out there.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Send them to me. Let's look at them together.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking. I've never seen anything that the way you're talking about that we would work.
Okay, I'll do the research. I'll do the research. I'll do the research and I'll send it to you.
Because most of the organizations that I know that do things like that, they're like state government agencies. They're like Durham Tech. They're like Central. That they have the system, the structure to respond to things that way. We don't have that. That's why I was saying we need to figure out organizationally what it is we want to do.
Okay, so the next step would logically be is to invite others to join Safety Net.
So we're talking about marketing.
Uh-huh.
So do we need to add an appeal to part of our program from now on? Is to do an appeal where we ask people to join and to donate? Thoughts? Hello?
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Is that a yes or no?
Okay, we have another meeting scheduled for the 14th of October. Okay, what steps are we going to do? What has been submitted is we get students to help with marketing. And getting business information. What I'm going to do is get the list of people that are on that group from the Greater Durham Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to get them and their email and form a letter. I mean, a letter,
Draft a letter.
a letter that we can put on a CRM.
That's right, Miss Carolyn. Use the word you learned today. So we're gonna send out, so Myron and Pastor Williams and Dr. Herndon, you all are gonna check in with the people who didn't come that you invited, right?
Yep.
Okay. The draft email that we're gonna send out, we probably need to have, so one of the things I thought marketing wise is that we need to at least send out a message once a week to remind people that it's coming and to sign up to be a part of it.
Send out weekly notification. That'll be part of the duties for the student.
Well, that probably won't work because they won't have our email to send out. So we'll probably still have to do that. And then one of the conversations that was had at the event, and I think it's important, is to talk about asking people to pay for the table. Thoughts? Hello?
Thinking.
No one's speaking.
They're thinking.
Oh, they're
I
thinking.
don't think we're there yet. I think we need a crowd to support the people before we can kind of justify charging for a table. Anybody disagree with that?
I don't disagree, but I really want to interject that anytime you go and set up tables to inform, educate people, generally there is a fee attached to it. It can be minuscule, but there is a fee attached to it because whoever the homebody is that's sponsoring it, they're incurring a fee.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, I charged $50 for a table at Project Homeless Connect. And I charge businesses $100 a table. Nobody ever said no.
So if you guys can think of anything else, because I don't want us to go crickets. What we've done is we've really reviewed the outcome of our thing, and we have come to the resolution that we need additional planning coordination on this event for the next time. And then I made a note that the people that we invited, we are going to contact them to find out why it is that they did not attend. The second thing that I noted was that we're going to send out thank you notes to the vendors that did attend and ask them if they know other vendors who would like to be a part of our meetings to collaborate and to support each other. And then I put a big question in here. The question was, what can we do to help us succeed? That's my big question. And then I had the next steps. We should invite others to join Safety Net because we did not do that. We should do that. We should appeal to them to join and also to donate. We should get students to help with the marketing and getting business information so that they can get regular updates about what we are doing. Then the next thing I noted was we want to draft a letter to people on the G, and I said I would do that. Let me put my initials here. The people that are there, and we're going to send the invitation out to them as well. And then, okay, I said this again. This is a duplication. Check in on the people invited who didn't come. And then the next step would be to send out weekly notification to get volunteer organizations or to participate. And then we had this last quandary, and we need to think about it a minute. How we go about to asking for pay for a table.
So we weren't asking for volunteer, or is that, I don't understand what the volunteer organization.
Send out weekly organization, not volunteer organization, I meant to these small business organizations. That's what I meant.
Okay, gotcha.
Not volunteer. I got two thoughts together.
Okay, all right. I like that list. That's good.
That's what I got out.
That was good.
So look, when I was at Central, when I used to work there, it was a graphics design class at Central, and somebody went to the class and had the students to create a logo for them as a project. So what if we get some students to help us put together some kind of newsletter that might have information on our organization, and it could have a list of the businesses in the back? And that could be what we push out every week, you know, just to remind them we could push that electronic newsletter, whatever, out. So they would feel like we are advertising their businesses. You know what I mean? Does that seem like too much?
No, it doesn't.
I think it will. Well, I've worked with those classes, and it took a whole semester to get logos done. So I can't imagine how long it would take to get them to develop a newsletter. So probably by the time we got it, wouldn't be any good anymore.
Let's throw it out there. Because it might be a whiz kid.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
No, it goes through the professor. It becomes assignments, and they put it in the assignment queue. So it'll be like, you'll get a response in a month later, then you get a follow-up response a month later. It doesn't work that way because it's an assignment. So yes, you will get a logo, but it will take 3 to 4 months. The fastest I've seen was 2.5. I mean, I did it for Crop Walk for 5 years in a row. I never got anything before homecoming. And we gave them the assignment at the beginning of, before class even like really started.
In August.
Yeah, we were on the calendar of activities, you know, for the class. So, and then they scheduled us in. And then you have to go and look at everybody's version. And then it kind of becomes a contest to see who's listening to the client the best. That's what it ends up being. It's not and I think it would also depend, like, do they have a marketing class, or you know what I mean, as opposed to just a design class? Because I think that's what we probably need, is a marketing and advertising class. Does that make sense? So that would actually, maybe the business school might be a better fit. And so that might be part of the reason why I was thinking is that we should approach the HBCUs is that they have so many connections in the Black community. Black business owners, Black nonprofits, they can send a message out and get way more responses than we would. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I could reach out to the NCC Alumni Association, see what they say.
Because I think you probably get hundreds of business owners. And Central, and Colleen Herbert, she does a nonprofit event every semester. And I think the same thing, that we could approach and go that way, and not, I guess I'm trying to do this smarter, not harder. So I think we should actually have a meeting with Colleen, and let's talk about all the different ways we can partner, including manpower.
Okay.
And I'd say the same thing for A&T, Shaw, St. Aug, that we need to reach out to these groups that have these big networks, because these are the people that we need to encourage them to support Black businesses. I mean, and that's how we'll get, I think, a little easier getting the Panhellenic councils, the Divine Nine. All those things flow through those systems, you know? That's the good thing about HBCUs. They have networks. Thoughts?
Okay, so we start with Central first. Who knows her personally?
I mean, I have sent her emails recently, and I told her that we were doing stuff on equity. And so I was supposed to set up a meeting with her, with me and Miss Carolyn. But I'm saying, so the next time we meet, I will give her a date, and then we all should try to come in and meet with her together, I guess. Or we could do a Zoom meeting. I'm sure she'd be, but she said she's willing to come here. I'm sure she wants to get off campus. You know, at the beginning of this, she was one of the people we had invited to be part of this group. So she's technically still a member. We just have
What office is she in?
Community engagement service learning. But you met her, right? Yeah.
What's her name?
The day that I had her, that we met in the basement of care after the Homeless Services Advisory Committee, before Pastor Williams came to the group. And we met in the basement of care, remember?
What's her first name?
Colleen.
Am I not supposed to call you?
Calleen.
Okay. Are we muted?
You muted, and because I don't have my sound on.
Okay, I hear now.
Sorry. All right, so I muted you.
You
Okay.
muted both of us.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, so
Mute it again.
hello, or maybe you can mute and I can unmute.
I can mute.
Can't hear you. Now we can hear
Hello?
you. Now we can hear
Hello?
you.
Now you have to turn your volume down. Mhm. All right, is that better? You can hear
Yeah,
me
that's
though,
better.
right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hello? Okay. Can you hear Myron though?
Can you hear me?
I can hear. I'm trying not to have double sound. I think you could go it up either way. Okay, why don't you try it again and I'll mute myself again. See if it works.
Hey, look, I posted a grant from Walmart.
I saw it. I got it.